3-point range. Must be good coaching as we welcome in the head coach of Boeheim's Army, Alan Griffin. What did you tell him before the game, Griff? 18 made threes, not too shabby.
Yeah, again, like I told Gomez this morning, I think good players make really good coaches. So, I just told them just play together. We try to play in space. And, I'll be honest, I did not know we made 18 threes until this morning.
Oh, wow.
So, it was just one of those things where I think they guys really shared the ball and made the right passes and, played very unselfishly. And I think if you can do that and play hard and get stops on defense, you have the recipe for winning a lot of games.
How was it for you personally, being the man in charge and being the head coach and, trying to make sure everybody gets in? You got 10 guys that are all really good. They can all play, just dealing with substitution patterns and, strategy with the Elam ending. And, I know that it was a blowout by them. But what was it like for you to go through that experience?
It was good. Again, I got to – the team was put together, a really good team. Obviously, you got to give Adam and Sean Belby a lot of credit. Obviously, Adam for his generosity and his trust in, Belby putting the roster together. But, they made it easy for me because, again, they went out there, they played unselfish. When they came out of the games, they got taken out of the games. They were okay. There was no, bickering about playing time, this, that, and the third. They just, went with it and allowed it, us to coach.
You told us last Thursday when you had you on, we had you on either Thursday or Friday, and you said, listen, if Buddy is available, he'll play, but we don't really know how much he's going to play because he's taking the red eye back. He's going to play back-to-back games in Vegas before he gets there. And then he ends up playing 30 minutes, and he was, the best player on the floor. I guess, were you planning, like, at what point did you realize he can take these extra minutes? Were you planning on that going into the game, or was it just a case of he felt good, he was making everything he took, and you got to keep him on the floor?
Yeah, it was that. Obviously he's in good shape to doing it, but he had it going. I think, moving forward, whoever else has got it going, you got to leave him out there. You don't want to put a guy that's shooting the ball the way, he was shooting it to keep him on the bench. No, you keep him out there, you let him ride it out. And, with these one-game elimination tournaments, you got to keep the hot hand going. It's not like, we're going to rush you for tomorrow. No, tomorrow ain't promised, So that was the one thing that I tried to do. And Sean and those guys are doing the substitutions. We tried to keep him out there as much as we can. And he'll tell us if he was good or not in terms of his conditioning, but he was good.
It was our first look at Jacob Gilliard, the new point guard, and SU fans really hadn't been familiar with his game, haven't played his college ball at Richmond. He was really good, 10 points, 11 assists. Can you speak to what you like about him, what earned him the start, and like I said, what you like about him as a player?
He's a really good player. I remember watching him at Richmond. He's got a great mind for the game, very competitive. He can do it on both ends. Again, he's a good player. So I wanted to keep, and put the best 5 guys out there at any given time. I was telling the guys that we have 2 starting 5s.
Yeah, so, it certainly seems like that. Like that. You've got 12 guys on the roster. We noticed, obviously, that 2 were not there, Jamil Wilson and Nick Perkins. What is their status moving forward? Do you expect either of them there tonight?
Who was that? I'm sorry, say it again.
Jamil Wilson and Nick Perkins.
Jamil's here. Nick won't make it.
Okay. So he's not going to be on the team at all, regardless of how far you go. No, okay.
Because he's still playing. His
right.
team made the championship. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's like a 7-game series, right? So that he's out of the mix then. Okay. All right, that certainly makes sense. How much TBT have you been watching, Griff, over the course of the last couple of days? We saw the Louisville team surprisingly go down. The Penn State team got upset. What have you? How much have you watched? And I guess what have you noticed about this tournament so far?
Yeah, anything can happen. You got 2 highest seeds got bounced out in the first round. Louisville was the second round, and I forgot the other team that got bounced out.
Penn State got bounced out in the first round. Yeah.
Yep. So, and everything, nothing is, given. Guys can get hot. So you just gotta, play together again and play hard and see what happens. But it's a funky deal in terms of like with the Elam ending and you know what, and sometimes, guys being in shape. I think the Louisville team, they had 2 or 3 guys didn't play at the last minute. One guy was flying from the big 3 to come play. It was just a lot going on. So the less distractions, the better. And I think right now, I think our guys are locked in, and they just ready to come play for the Army.
How much did you get a chance to see that first game at OCC the other night with the We Are D3 team that you're going to face tonight? What? And again, if so, if you were able to watch some of it, what stands out to you about this opponent?
Well, I got a chance to watch them on film. I think they're a fast team. I think they try to get the ball. They push the ball on misses and makes. They have really good guard play. They can really shoot the ball. So we got to make sure we take away easy baskets in transition and make them take tough contested shots from the perimeter, and almost make them do something different in terms of like not taking 1-2 steps, make them shoot shots off the dribble. I think if we could do that and contest those, I think we have a pretty good chance.
One of the interesting things about that first round game with We Are D3, they were down going into the Elam ending. They were down 6, and they came back and they ended up winning the game. As you kind of get used to this ending, Griff, are you like what is your strategy heading into the Elam ending? Like what do you tell the guys? How do you go about it?
All predicated off of where you are when the Elam ending starts. So like you can't put 9,000 things in your mind, scenarios in your mind. You just gotta see where you are when it happens and try to play to it. And I just don't try to overthink it, to be honest with you. It's something that is obviously unique, but it's something that I try not to think about too much until that opportunity presents itself. I got good minds in terms of the kids that's playing, and they know it, and some of them played in it, so they know strategies. So I'll take their advice with it, and obviously I got a couple coaches over there that's pretty good coaches that's been a part of it too. So I'm gonna just listen to my team and listen to the guys, and we'll figure it out.
Talking about coaching, Paulie and I noticed calling the game a couple of your plays out of timeouts. You had a pretty high success rate when you drew something up, and then you were able to score on the ensuing possession, including that alley-oop lob to Elijah Hughes. And I heard after the game you gave Coach Boeheim credit for that one, but pretty high success rate, as we said, drawing things up, and the guys went out there and executed. That must have made you feel good.
Yeah, it's the execution of the players, though. I mean, if you got good players and you put anything out there, obviously they make this stuff go. So, but I'm just pretty happy that these guys have the confidence in me to helping them and putting them in certain situations. But the execution part is all them. So kudos to those guys.
Yeah, we had Coach Boeheim on at halftime, and he recognized a few of his plays that you guys were running. So he gave you credit.
Of course, and both of those plays was to give Buddy the ball. You know that, right?
Yeah. It's good strategy, especially when he's shooting the ball like that. I do have to ask you about the crowd, because it was, it was packed and they were loud on Saturday.
Yeah, it was great environment. I can't thank the community as much. Like, they were unbelievable. Like, you can feel the buzz in the arena before the game even started. And it was great. The crowd was unbelievable, and hopefully we can have the same crowd tonight. And if we can continue to keep playing for every game that we possibly play in this region, hopefully we can have the same crowd. They were unbelievable. At one point, I couldn't even hear myself. It was like I was calling it the Baby Dome.
Certainly felt like that. And if you guys keep winning, you're going to keep playing at OCC for at least 5 games at this point, and potentially the whole tournament. So keep up the good work, Griff. Best of luck tonight. 8:00 tip over at OCC's SRC Arena. Keep up the good work, and we'll chat again soon.
All right.